Hey everybody, I'm here to talk about the July 21st critical degree Capricorn full moon. And this is going to be the second full moon in Capricorn. There was one at the end of June, and now there's going to be the second one. And this one is the critical one. And the reason for that is because it's taking place in the critical 29th degree. And that always puts us on the edge. And in this situation, there is going to be the moon in the critical degree of Capricorn, and he's going to be opposing the sun in the critical degree of Cancer. And at the apex of those two, we have Neptune in the critical 29th degree of Pisces. So there's a lot of 29s in this story, and 29, I call it my magic 29 because things happen when we're in the 29th degree. It is the turning point degree, okay? And things are going to be happening at this full moon. There is going to need to be action that needs to be taken. There is going to need to be a driving force. You might need to lean into your faith, your spirituality. With Neptune in this apex here, there's some sort of blessing that comes with this critical turning point, okay? And let's also consider another very important part of this full moon story, and that's Pluto. Because as, again, the moon in the critical degree of Capricorn, 29th degree of Capricorn, after the sign of Capricorn is Aquarius. And dangling very close to this full moon is going to be Pluto in 0 degrees Aquarius. Now, this adds another kind of very intense feel to this full moon story, because Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. So there's some sort of rebirth that needs to happen, but we need to close things out, or we need to make a decision. And there's what's a very important takeaway with a full moon? It is the release. It is the celebration. It is the something comes to completion. Okay. And the thing is that there is something coming to completion, but it's probably going to, there's an uncomfortable push to it. Again, nobody likes to be pushed into anything. They want to make the decision in their own time. But I feel here like something's got to give. Something's got to happen. Something has to, kind of push us to the point of it's a do or die moment. And you must take a leap of faith to go after whatever it is you need to go after and do next. Now, with Pluto also there is that needing to go deep within to discover your own very deep resources in order to, thrive, in order to embrace whatever it is that you have to embrace, whatever it is that you have to do. You might need to stare down some fear. That's another Plutonian kind of symptom, fear. There is an intensity and also a need to excavate, a need to dig up what's been really, kind of stuck at the bottom. You have to let it go now. You have to let it erupt. You have to let it out. In order for you to go to where you need to go. There's a part of me that wonders if there's like a secret that's revealed. If there's some sort of something that's been hidden that needs to come out is going to be revealed. And full moons are really good at that. They're really good at, turning on the light bulb and allowing us to see things that we haven't seen before. Now, there could also be some sort of balancing act, similar to the balancing act that was presenting at the end of June, with the first Capricorn full moon. There could be a balancing act between what your needs and your emotional needs are, Cancer, and your career needs are, or your public needs, or your responsibility, that's Capricorn. And there's a weighing, you know what I mean? Like, again, there's also a very motherly, there could be a theme of the mother or the family or something involving domestic matters, home matters. Like, there's a struggle though. You might have to make a decision in order to find better balance between, work related themes and home related themes, or vice versa. Another thing in this full moon story is that we're going to really be asked to, really be asked to not only push ourselves and make a decision, but also be honest with ourselves. And again, that goes back to the Pluto flavor, the high Pluto octave, because Pluto is literally touching this full moon. And when he opposes the moon, he's not only, conjuncting the moon, but he's opposing the sun too. So it's just this really precarious situation where it's emotional, it's decision-making time. It's, you got to take a leap of faith. And listen, miracles do happen. And if you're going to get a miracle, it's going to come from Neptune. And if anybody's working for the situation here, it's Neptune. So he wants to deliver something. He wants to deliver some sort of silver lining. I also want to just bring out a few other points that are potent in the skies in July that are also presenting at this full moon. We have Chiron in Aries. Chiron is in a wide T-square with this full moon. Again, the energies are just so high, like we could be feeling that wounded healing energy, or what I want to say, wounded and healing. And, just about 5 days after this full moon, Chiron is going to make a station retrograde. So he is a dominant player in July. He's a dominant player in this full moon. He's a dominant player as we close out the month of July. So again, that wounded healing story of yours, how is it going? What are you doing? What are you doing to, again, let's look at Pluto, excavate in order to heal. Another very important, and I'm just looking at the picture because there's some other things that are important to make note of. Mars is now in Gemini, and that is, kind of helping us get unstuck and really kind of explore and be curious. And eventually Mars is going to meet up with Jupiter, who's also in Gemini. So, there is this desire to be curious, to learn, to explore, to connect, to talk. It's a necessary time in our collective where we don't want to be alone anymore. We want to find the people that we connect to. Sometimes it's better to talk to somebody about your struggle versus keeping it inside. There may be a prompting for you to want to go out and gain resources of people to support you, or finding trusted people to support you, or like-minded people, or potentially people who've gone through the same journey as you. We all need a hero. We all need a hero in order to believe in order to know, well, if they did it, I can do it too. I think there's such a benefit in having a hero. I love heroes. Another thing is, let's not forget the nodal situation, because this is a cardinal full moon and the nodes are in the Aries, Libra axis. And those are the cardinal signs. Who are the cardinal signs? Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. And so these are dominant players here in July, but also at this full moon. The North Node in Aries is pressing us to, individualize, to think about what we want versus doing what we need to do to make everybody else happy. We can't make everybody happy anymore. We have to take care of ourselves first. Then it's also a pull away from those people-pleasing skills or people-pleasing patterns that maybe some of us have. Also, like, you have to think about, where are you going? Where do you want to go in the new? Everything is wrapping up. The old is wrapping up in order to make way for the new. There's a lot of these markers in time as we go through the months of 2024 where we have to continue to say goodbye to some things. And this full moon is another important check-in to, what am I saying goodbye to? What am I being real about? What am I You know, what kind of critical turning point is around me? How have I dove deep to see what needs to transform? How am I doing with my healing? These are all things that are coming to the center, to the front. And it is a biggie. It's a biggie. It'll be one of the most important full moons of the year. And I think that it'll be important to pay attention to it. All right, everybody, lots more in your member horoscopes. I've outlined where this is happening for you. Again, take 2 of the full moon that happened at the end of June. It was on June 21st. This is the second part of the story. All right, good luck with where this critical degree full moon takes you.